welcome to the Lowdown, your source for anything art, entertainment, and music related for the Akron area and beyond. My name is Ella Mitchell, and I will be your producer this season, as well as the host for our first episode. Today we are featuring Indre, a pop rock favorite that is taking the area by storm with their high energy and catchy lyricism. They have tons of cool songs to perform, as well as an exciting interview to get through, so stick around. And without further ado, please welcome to the Lowdown stage, Indre.
You can take it or leave it, man. Comfort zones, run from those to sunset tones on slippery slope. It's a short life, I gotta put it in drive. I gotta spend less time on the passenger side. She didn't make the rules, but she breaks all the extra ones. She just wants to know what she's being protected from. If there's with your rules, come on, nice and I hate fear. Travel through and through, and you can take it or leave it, man. She'll be still when she's standing on. To prove it, justify what she's putting on. This is the strings cutting nice in between. You can take it or leave it back. So, run close, sunset tones. I've been missing the sunset lately. Favorite time of day to live. Now we watch from your car and you drive me places that I've never been. But all night I have I love you on the tip of my tongue. What a feeling to be living and young. Ooh, striking gold and loud. Should've put in the golden hour. I'm feeling top of the world. Ooh, rolling seas with trumpet hands and shaky in the golden hour. In the golden hour. I've been taking my time with feeling any kind of thing for you. 'Cause rushing in it can be so unbelievably foolish when you don't know what you're up to. But all night I have I love you on the tip of my tongue, and all night I feel all of me. What a feeling to be living in love. Ooh, striking gold and I should've put in the golden hour. I'm feeling top of the world. Rolling seas with troubled hands and shaky in the golden hour. In the golden hour. striking gold, and I want you to fall gold. And now I'm feeling top, top, top of the world. Moment sees the troubled hands are shaking in the cold. And now we're in the cold. And now we're in the cold. And now we're in the
We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be interviewing Indre and have even more performances from them. Don't worry though, we won't be gone for long. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Lowdown. My name's Ella Mitchell, and I'm your host today, and I have the Indre crew here for a quick interview. So before we get started, do you guys mind introducing yourselves and what you play in the band?
I'm Maddie Indre. I sing, songwriter, and play a little guitar. And you go next.
I'm Angelo Indre, Maddie's brother. I play keyboard and synthesizer.
I'm Sam Marandino. I play drums.
I'm Matt Hardman Zimmerman, and I play bass.
I'm Chris
Matt.
Brown. I play lead guitar and sing sometimes.
All right, thank you guys. So first things first, I heard you guys have a tour coming up. How are you feeling about it? Are you guys excited, nervous?
So excited. We just did a giant summer tour. It was like a month long. We went cross country, and we had so much fun. It was like time went so fast because we were having so fun. But at the same time, like towards the end of it, we're like, oh my gosh, the beginning of tour feels like a year ago. It's like you step into this thing, this like your perception of time gets all messed
Yeah.
up, you know, because you're just doing what you love all the time. And we can't wait to get back at it, like to go even just for 2 weeks, because this next one's pretty short comparatively. We're just like really stoked, and it'll be cooler, right, guys? It'll be better
Yeah.
temperatures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Super
God,
excited
yes.
about that.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
fall weather.
We were on a bus that does not have AC,
Oh god.
and
We're
we
in
drove.
Northern California.
Yes, it was brutal. We drove through Oklahoma. It was like a 10-hour drive day, over 100
Arizona,
degrees.
New
I
Mexico.
could only imagine.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, we went
But-
through the desert.
Other than that, tour is so much fun.
I know, it sounded like from looking through your Instagram, like it looked so fun, like all the like reels you made. I was like, oh, this is so cute. Which like really segues into my next question, but like what is it like being in a band with like your closest friends, and like what really like called you to creating a band?
So I started writing songs in high school and playing open mics. And I did this as a solo artist
Yeah.
for a couple years, about 3 years. And I was just like, but even when I was doing that, I was just like, I always pictured it eventually becoming a band, just because I just like the energy of rock music.
Yeah, you guys all have like really good chemistry with one another.
And I always thought it'd be just more fun, like to have, you know, a musical family.
Yeah, I guess
And-
lonely just doing things by yourself. I totally get
Yeah.
that.
So I asked my brother first, a couple years ago. I was like, do you want to like do this with me? And he's like, yeah. And so then we met Sam, and then Matt and Chris joined about a year ago now. So
They're the babies of the family.
Yeah,
You'll
baby.
be born. Born at university coming up.
But what it's like being in a band with like, you know, people that you're like, I guess it's crazy because it's like Angelo and I are obviously super close because we go way back, you know, we came out of the same womb.
Yeah.
That's enough.
I'm sorry, we did. And then, you know, Sam and I are dating, so we're pretty close, right?
We did not come out of the same womb.
No,
so
we didn't.
thank
Thank
God.
I'd hope
God.
not.
That would be really unfortunate if we did. But anyway, but you know, Matt and Chris, like I feel like we've become pretty close, especially after that tour.
Yeah.
It feels like they're like my brothers now, and it's like pretty cool because
Brothers.
yeah, we did not come out of the same womb either, but
Family by
it's
friendship.
like a big old band womb.
Yes.
We're really into the womb analogies here.
Who's in different
Word of
imagery.
the interview, womb.
Yes.
But if that's all for that question, earlier I met with Chris just to meet with like Tanner and I about things, and he brought up how you guys mostly just release singles rather than albums since it really accommodates how streaming is nowadays, and I was wondering if you would be willing to like delve in on that since I think especially for a smaller band such as yourselves, like you guys really know how like streaming can either like bring up or really bring down an artist.
Mhm.
So I'd love to hear your input.
I think there's truly pros and cons.
Mhm.
I think any artist, no matter if you're big or small, can agree that it makes it way harder to make money selling your
Yeah.
music. As a songwriter, you know, there are ways you can make money, like sync licensing and then playing live shows and selling your merch, of course. But like as far as like selling albums, that's just not even really a thing,
Right.
especially for a smaller band. With, you know, the streaming industry, it does kind of make it a bit oversaturated and harder to break through. But I think as a creative person and as a songwriter, I have been like turned on to music that I wouldn't necessarily have even known about if Spotify wasn't a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of a plus, I think, just having it all at your fingertips. But as a musician, it does make it harder, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could see some pros, but definitely some cons. But I mean, you can make money touring and
Right.
selling your merch, so.
Because, like, I've noticed, like, things are more, like, playlistified rather than, like,
Mhm.
oh, we're making this for an album. It's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
making this to trend on TikTok, or we're making this to go on someone's playlist, which is definitely really interesting to see how that shifted.
It's
So,
just the way music is consumed now.
Mhm.
It's like no one.
it's, like, very short bursts.
Yeah, I like an album, you
Yeah.
know, but it's just it makes more sense,
Right.
especially it's more budget friendly anyway to make singles like
Yeah.
one at a time. So that's why we do it like that.
Mhm.
Well, I was going to add too, most people, when they're listening or looking for new music, they're on some social media. They're not going to a physical store just perusing
Yeah.
for albums. That does happen, but not to nearly the extent that it once
Yeah.
did. So streaming is kind of the name of the game. It makes it like the pro or the con is that there's a lot of oversaturation. It's very difficult to break out and have your own unique voice. But I think one of the biggest pros is that it is at your fingertips. It allows you to be more DIY. You're not necessarily dependent upon a label to get your music out there.
That's true.
And so
Yeah.
when people are looking online, you can put yourself out there, and it does truly make it a lot more accessible.
It does make it a bit easier to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
But a few more questions left, but I was just wondering, how has the Cleveland and Akron area influenced your band's sound?
I would say this is probably an individual thing for everybody. Like, as soon as I got my driver's license, I went to as many concerts as I could. That's like all I spent my paycheck on.
Yeah.
That's like all I did. And that influenced everything. Like, it made me want to do it. It made me want to, it made me feel like, I like rock music, but I also like folk music and I also like pop music. And what's cool about this area is you have all of it.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that it's
Yeah.
a pretty
We have
diverse.
a very strong
Yeah.
Like,
scene.
there's all kinds of different stuff.
You can find a lot of different types of
Mhm.
music in Cleveland. I, like, to my end, am very influenced by the rock and roll history of Cleveland, and I love
Yeah.
listening to any sort of, like, harder or energetic or instrumental music. And, like, in the last year, I think it was Symphony X was headlining in Cleveland. Go out, and you could just go see. It doesn't matter what type of music you're looking for to what Maddie was getting at. You can find it there. So, for
Yeah,
me,
and-
that's where I gravitated towards.
Yeah, to your point about Cleveland too, like I was always going, like in high school I would just go to like House of Blues and like go to all the metal and punk shows that were there, and I would go up to there like probably 7 or 8 times a year, and just go to shows there. And I did that. I was up in Cleveland just all the time, and it was always like cool going up there and seeing artists that I really liked, but also like who's opening for this artist that I'm going to see, or stuff like that was always really cool. So
Well, I am the baby of the band. I maybe have less experience with concerts than anyone else in the group, but they definitely have been influential for me, being part of that whole environment of going out and being in a whole crowd of people and seeing somebody you like love and or follow or respect, or somebody you just found out about up on stage. It's
Yeah,
a
like-
cool area, brings lots of nice people in.
I totally get that.
How
'cause,
about
like,
you?
we had some new ones
coming
here.
from Ohio, just like Ohio, Midwest, nothing's going on. But like, it's just really mind-boggling how like so much, just music history in general is kind of connected to Cleveland. Like, I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year to see like a 9 Inch Nails exhibit, and it was just like crazy how they're like, yeah, we're from Cleveland. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I feel cool.
The
I'm
Rock
learning
Hall
this
is
for the
pretty
first time.
awesome. I gotta
Yeah,
get
I
up there
know.
again. I haven't been there in a while.
It's really cool. But I totally cut you off if you'd like to say anything.
I have nothing to say. I'm
He's-
pretty new to the scene out here,
Oh,
but
really?
That's true. He
Matt's
didn't
from
grow
PA,
up here.
Vermont, so yeah.
my main
Oh.
experience is just that everybody I've met in this scene has been very kind, and
Mhm.
everyone's always really happy to stay and support all the bands on a bill, which is always helpful and I think really helps grow the local scene. So
Yeah, everyone's so close in like this local scene. It's really nice because you had people from Oslo helping you guys out. It was so
Yeah.
cute. But if that's all for that question, 2 more. So for each member, what is your favorite Indre song and why?
I like. Okay.
Take your time.
Can I say 2?
Yeah.
I just like. I feel like I want to say 2. Passenger Side for sure is like the song I think I'm most proud of and like I have the most fun playing and singing because I don't know. I wrote it about like standing up for myself
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted it to have chaotic energy. I wanted it to be a big old FU anthem,
Yeah.
and I wanted it to empower people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I accomplished that. Like I just really.
Oh, totally. That last
Thanks.
take, it was amazing.
But I was like, and it's also the first one that I co-wrote. I mean, Angelo wrote
Oh,
the chords for
nice.
that one and made it really cool, and
Mhm.
that was cool. Like it was awesome because it was just like nice to collaborate with my brother. But I'm really proud of the words on that one. And then the stream, I think that's one that people have come up and told me it shows a lot of times that it has helped them in some
Mhm.
way, and I think that's just all I could ask for as far as being a songwriter,
Yeah.
accomplishing that. So, because it's about you know, if you've got anxiety, it's about trying to find confidence and deal with your anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I'm sure that's always like super reassuring to hear.
it was nice. It's pretty cool.
So let's see. My favorites, I will definitely cite Passenger Side as one since it's out now and released. Writing on that one was lots of fun. It was lots of late night sessions in our dad's basement,
Mhm.
messing around, and I had just got my new synthesizer and was playing around trying to figure out how to use that thing. So those experiences were really cool. And I also, the whole band knows I got a soft spot for a couple of tracks off of the last album.
Mm-hmm.
The Ocean and Next to Me are both tracks that never make it into our live set, but I always wish they will.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
We'll
yeah.
speak it into existence.
Because those two are more folky, and
Yeah.
usually, these days when we're playing a live set, it's usually 30 to 45 minutes, and we want to put our most energetic
Mhm.
foot forward.
Yeah.
Because it's usually a rock show, and
Understandable.
yeah. But I like those songs too. Sorry.
You're fine.
Dunk on him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. To Angela's point about Passenger Side, like that's me and him and Maddie would just like go over to Maddie's dad's house until probably like 3 in the morning, and just kind of like work on like doing demos for that song, and that was like really cool, and it was a lot of hours, but it was honestly like some of my favorite memories of being in the band because it was a lot of fun to do that, and like I remember me and Angela would just tinker for like an hour on one synth sound, and it was like so tedious, and it was really fun. So that was my favorite that's out. My favorite one to play is not out yet, so I'm not going to say what it is.
Just go ahead, say what it
It's
is.
called, I don't know. It's
I mean,
maybe
I'm
the one that we
probably gonna say it
recorded, nobody sees, but it could also be my right. I haven't decided, so we'll see.
2 new songs.
We'll see.
That are not out
We'll
yet.
see.
It's so hard.
Go ahead, Matt.
I'm gonna shamelessly say the song that is not out yet that we performed today. I think my favorite song might be Nobody Sees, for the main reason that it really turned into a very collaborative song. Like my bass part is really heavily influenced by Angelo's original keyboard part. I know he has a part on keys that Chris plays on guitar that was a bass part to start with, so it's just like Sam, Chris, and I have worked one night on the whole guitar part. That's it.
Yeah, I
so
remember
we
that.
just hung out and
Yeah.
spent hours.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I was
Sam
gonna
wrote a
reference that
part even
too.
though he doesn't play guitar. But so yeah, definitely all these new songs that Chris and I have been able to be a part of are really what I enjoy the most.
I want to piggyback off that because I remember that night fondly as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to the question earlier, you know, being in a band with friends, it's really cool because you take that chemistry and it spills over into the music creation process. Like, Sam doesn't play guitar, but we had the chemistry and musical knowledge together that he could give me ideas and I'd take and run with it and go, oh, take this line, take this melodic line and take it down and try it and kind of deal. And so we just spent that whole night just hanging out, having a good time, cracking jokes at each other, coming up with parts, and then, so, I mean, to that end, Nobody Sees is probably my favorite, at least, song that's not out yet, but will be at some point in the future.
Ooh, I feel
But-
so like exclusive getting this like top secret knowledge.
Yeah.
We don't even have a date for it yet, honestly. We're just like,
This is why you should watch the Lowdown.
It stays between you, me, and everybody watching this.
Yes. Any special news for Indre fans coming up?
So, definitely a whole lot of touring.
Mhm.
We are going to be going out west again
Ooh.
next year, so I'm really excited about that. Of course, bunch of new releases. We've got new music coming out and new music videos,
Mhm.
and we're just like really excited. All kinds of fun stuff.
Yay. Well, thank you guys so much for the interview. It's been really fun. I loved all the songs you were playing, and we'll get right back to it.
Wanna count my change, add it up, take a trip. I've had enough of what's supposed to be good times, good stuff. I know. Wanna hit the road instead of a wall. 'Cause making a living is killing the getting us all. Gotta go. I became an adult too early. It isn't even my fault. And now I'm unapologetic, gotta get it, never sleeping at all. Somebody's taking my time and my money and making more than they need. Ooh, is it poetic or pathetic how we move along as nobody sees? I'll hit the road instead of my limit. They don't want us to know 'cause for them there's nothing in it to gain. It's the same when we wait in the rain. I just want it in a different way. I've been feeling it so too early. It isn't even my fault. And now I'm unapologetic, gotta get it, never sleeping at all. Somebody's taking my time and my money and making more than they need. Ooh, is it poetic or pathetic how we move along and nobody sees? I became an adult too early. It isn't even my fault.
Isn't even my fault.
Unapologetic, gotta get it, never sleeping at all. Somebody's taking my time and my money and making more than they need. Ooh, is it poetic or pathetic how we move along and nobody sees? I became an adult too early. It isn't even my fault. And now I'm unapologetic, gotta get it, never sleeping at all. Somebody's taking my time and my money and making more than they need. Ooh, is it poetic or pathetic how we move along like nobody sees? My face is raining, my chest is frozen, lost self-control, but nobody knows it. I love my body on a good day, but I can feel it all slipping away. Yeah. The corners of my mouth, they ripped on both sides. My throat is tight, wish I could cry out all my insides. 'Cause sometimes I lose my judgment of myself. I'm my own worst moments, and it makes it hard to move on. But I waited to the speed of my consciousness. it to survive now. Ooh, nobody's perfect. Why do I expect it from myself, my heart, my body? I need to protect it, and I can't let nobody down. Even if they hurt me, I must defend my space and only do what serves me. 'Cause sometimes I base my judgment of myself on my own wisdom moments, and it makes it hard to be alright. I waded into the stream of my consciousness. I found that it was cold when someone reached out for me to hold. You survived it and felt sensation like no other. I am my own best friend and I am my own lover. It was nice for some time, I think the last touch for a hover. And how could I give myself to another? Ooh, music was noise for some time, I think it lost it forever. How could I give myself to into the stream of my consciousness. I found that it was cold and someone reached out for me to hold. You survived it, one sensation like no other. Whoa, I waded into the stream of my consciousness. I found that it was cold and someone reached out for me to hold. You survived it, one sensation like no other. I am my own best friend and I am my own best lover. I fell in love, happened in a day, pretty much from the rain. I drive with the windows down, 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 down. Wish
Thanks so much for watching, and a huge thank you to Indre for coming out and performing for us. It was an honor to have you guys here in the studio, and we hope you guys had a blast. If you want to see more of us, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, like us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube, all at ZTV Lowdown. And if you want more Indre content, be sure to follow them on Instagram at Indre Music. Again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Ella Mitchell, and that was The Lowdown. See you soon.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. Do you want to gain experience in video production, professional social media, or working with real clients? Visit the UA School of Communications online or follow us on social media to learn more. ZTV, make media, make a difference.